皆さん、こんにちは。Nikkeijin リサです。今日のビデオのトピックは、登録通所名 How to change your Romanized passport name into a kanji name that you want to use in Japan. And this is important because everything that you do, from your bank statements to your number cards to all of your documents in the government and even your mail box is going to be written in Romanized letters, even if you are of Japanese descent. So for me, this was an important issue because my name, Risa Yamaguchi, is going to be written out not in kanji, but it would be Yamaguchi in katakana. And katakana is the letters that are used for foreign words or foreigners' names. So they'll write it in alphabet, and then they'll put sama after, which is kind of like respectful. It's like Ms., but they'll make sure that you are labeled with regular letters, capital alphabet letters, so that all your neighbors know that you are a foreigner. And so this was an issue for me because I am proud of my kanji mei. I'm proud of my Japanese name. I picked my characters when I was young, and I actually go by my kanji name even in America. So maybe this is not a problem for you, but I'm speaking to people in this video who want to reclaim their Japanese identity and have come to Japan to really try and rediscover that for themselves by learning this language and acclimating a little bit into a country and a culture that they have been trying to get closer to their whole life. So it became very obvious to me when I started to get mail in my capital Roman letter name that I was the only one in the building who was getting this, and it seemed like a way for me to be kept perpetually outside. And there's just these little things that matter to me, and they're very important to me. Naming is important to me. I changed my name when I was 14 years old in high school. I did that. I changed it to Yamaguchi, and I went to the courts in California with my mother, and I changed my name from my father's surname to my mother's Japanese name. And this is because the Japanese experience when I was 12, when I was a child living here for the whole summer in Japan, was really important to me. So my parents got divorced, and I wanted to take my Japanese name. So I've used my Japanese surname, and I'm used to, basically what I did in the US was toroku tsushome. It was the equivalent process as toroku tsushome. So you want to practice saying this, toroku tsushome, and get familiar with this word, toroku tsushome, because by the time you get to the shiakusho, they're not going to speak English, and you're going to ask for the form. You're going to say, toroku tsushome onegaishimasu, and then they're going to say, okay, like this is a familiar thing for them. They know. Even if you are white American, you can do this. They pick kanji names for themselves, and they go to the shiakusho, and they get a toroku tsushome. You can do it if you are of any ethnicity. You can have a kanji name. So if your name is Tomu, you can then pick kanji mei that coincide with to and mu, and then that would be your tsushome, and then you can go to the city office and then start using it if you register it. That means that if you're doing your taxes under those names, it's not just an alias that you're using temporarily. This is something that's very serious to you, so you're going to be renting in that name. So I went to my property manager and I had them change it from Romanized letters to my kanji mei, because my kanji name is very important. It's so important I got it tattooed on my stomach. But I'm in Japan, so I can't be proud of my tattoos. But that's the thing that is very interesting, and that's the reason why I'm making these videos, because the Nikkeijin mondai is different from the Nihonjin mondai, right? It's issues of being in the middle of two cultures. You need to practice kanji, because if you're trying to apply to use a kanji mei, they're going to think that you are interested or you are competent enough to write your name, but other words as well. So I'm in the about N4 level of Japanese, which means that I know about 200, how to write 200 characters, but I can recognize a lot more than I can write myself. But I'm aware of the stroke orders because I have studied Japanese since I was in high school. So I can write words even though I don't know what they mean. So this comes into play because at the shiakusho, the person, shiakusho-in, he was like, okay, so here, write this on the back of your application. And it's basically like a few sentences in Keigo, polite Japanese, business Japanese, in which it says, my name is Risa Nikkeijin Yamaguchi, and I intend to use this kanji mei from this day forward, and this is the name that I would like to register. It's very polite Japanese, and I was just copying it basically. I said, okay, dekiru kedo, yukkuri de dekimasu. So I had to take it over to the other side, and the average Japanese person, it would take them about, 2 minutes to write this few sentences. It took me about 8 minutes. I mean, I'm copying it, and I actually, because he hand wrote it, right, in pen, so it's messy. I can only, the best example to study is a typewritten example of kanji, and then you can see clearly how the strokes are being written. So I copy it on a bigger piece of paper, and then I scan it with my Google Translate camera, and then I'm able to copy it on a smartphone size example. So it took me about 8 minutes to do 3 sentences in polite Japanese, in which I had to, on the back of my登録通所名, request that I'm going to seriously use this kanji name, and this is the name that I would like to be on all of my governmental documents. You still won't have your kanji mei on your visa until you become naturalized. So that's why this is important, because when and if you want to actually naturalize and choose Japanese nationality, then you have a test in all kanji, and there's not going to be anyone helping you and saying, oh yeah, you can write this thing slowly. Japanese culture, Japanese society is a very handwritten emphasis. So when you apply for a business job, you have to do a handwritten resume, rirekusho, and then everything in the shiakusho is handwritten. And if you get it wrong, like I tried to scratch it out in the wrong way, they make you do it again. Like they don't. So you can't have it be weird, or you have to practice your stroke orders and practice kanji every day, which I do. So I was able to get through that kanji test, and I have a Japanese teacher on Skype, and I'm like, took a picture of it. I don't know what this says, but I have to write it right now. So then she quickly translated it for me and told me that, it was fine and I can do it, just make sure that you're at the point that you're confident. Mune ni jishin ga aru. So you have confidence in your chest. So you're like, I know that this is important to me, and you can't try to convince me that I'm not really Japanese, or that this is not really my right to have my kanji name being used on my mailbox and my documents, because I know that other Japanese people have this name. My last name, Yamaguchi, is one of the most common Japanese names that there is, and I would like the country and the people in the country to acknowledge it as such, and not have it be a foreigner Yamaguchi, which it's not. Being conscious of doing this as soon as you can, so you can have a collection of mail to bring in when you apply, such as getting school or work documents made with usage, invoices, hotel bills, deliveries, and especially the self-addressed stamped envelope you make from Yukoku Kanri Kyoku. There's a constant battle of egos that happens between you and the government, and you and other Japanese people, and that's how you get, stronger. So practice your kanji, practice, understanding this concept that it is possible, if that's important to you. It is very important to me. So, and understand that these are just steps to naturalization, and that's why they're going to give in to you, because you're making a valiant effort to learn the language, and that's what is required to be a naturalized citizen. So they can't really argue with that, but they're going to try and make it as hard as possible, and they're going to tell you, just use a signature and just use your Romanized documents, because that's easier. But and so then your bank statements and everything's going to be Risa Yamaguchi in alphabet, but every other person is going to have, Yamaguchi in kanji, but you don't get that because you're a foreigner. And so slowly, in the 7 months that I've been here, just really understanding, as I'm not a tourist anymore, I'm actually living here, and working here, understanding the little things that are put in place to try and either make you assimilate and go with the system, or push for what it is that you really want and what you think is important to you. Like pick your battles is something that we say in America or in English. So this was a battle that I felt like I needed to pick. I'm here to learn Japanese. I'm here to reclaim my identity, and I'm proud of my surname. I'm proud of my Japanese name. It's something that is important to me to be acknowledged as Nikkeijin, and not allow other Nihonjin to push me outside and say you're just a gaijin, you're just a foreigner, when really I am of the same ethnicity as they are, but they don't quite understand that until you make them understand it.